All right, good morning, YouTube Nation. We're right back in El Paso, seeing what we can do with them today. That water's 64 degrees. It's about 7:30 in the morning. Real foggy, but man, the sun's busting through early. I'm finna head back up front. Came back to hit that camera on. Hang tight. Just got in here. Let's get at them. Okay, we're in that 11-foot hole right here. Picked up some good hits right here. We're gonna work them hard today. We got some techniques and some plans. We'll share with you as we go. When we get to go into those techniques, we'll share with you guys what we're doing. But right now, right here, one of the times I was getting out, boy, I was getting some hits here. See, I'm still up front. You wouldn't want the story. When it comes to electronics, like I said, you better make sure you know what's wrong. I gotta get another housing, folks. Even though my housing worked, like I told you when I did the direct power, it checked out. It's drawing too much amperage, and guess what that does? It blows control boards. So when this new one comes in, I hope my control board is in good shape from this joker right here. It works, but it's bad. It's drawing too much amperage, and the board can't provide that, and it blows board. That's what happened to the old board, and this is a brand new board in here. We'll see. What fate? I see mental action up here, so that's an indication somebody's chasing them. I hope it ain't bad. But I see mental action, and it also tell me, because I'm fishing probably about 7 feet deep, I'm gonna wind up one and come a little shallow. Let's see something here. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good right there. Let's see here. Yep. Yep. We'll leave them right there. See if they're hanging shallow first. Still on 11 feet of water. That's probably a part of the minnow. I see, you see the red spot. Probably a part of minnows up there. Yeah, the minnows being chased right here in this area. I see more right here. Let's see if these poles gonna be in here in a minute. I mean, we're gonna work Pasco today. Get in here into our popular known corner here and see if get somebody to bend that pole over. I hope it ain't 10 minutes already on that phone. That phone, I tell you, phone time, man, that thing is click. So, Mendel's jumping. Six feet, something at 6 feet. Ten feet here. You know, I was trying to get over here real quick. What I need to do, simple I need to do is I'm gonna bring Mendes with me, get them the night before, and just keep them alive. You know, you gotta have some batteries on you, and get in here first light. Just see if there's a difference. But I see a lot of mineral activity right here. That's a good shot right there. That's a really good thing to see all that mineral activity right here. Say, well, what that tells you? That tells you, because that's their food source, so that's going to bring them up shallow. So I got the poles already shallow. We ought to be seeing a hit here in a minute. Don't need no dull camera time. I'm about sick of that. Put some action on them films. To see this propeller out of the water turn at one speed, you wouldn't think it'd move this boat, but it's moving the boat. I thought that pole was bent over for a minute. Come on, man. Don't be scared of me. Mendel's getting jumpy. Boy, I'm moving this thing dangerously slow. Wow. I'm gonna go 1.5 now. Because what I like to do when I'm fishing up here like this, now that I'm fishing up here like this, I want to keep them lines straight. I don't want them bowed up underneath the boat. I want them straight just like they are now. Hanging straight down. No structure. I like this because you can really get it all up against the shoreline. There's a shoreline right here, all that grass where we used to throw the corks at. I could get all up against that with the poles hanging out like that. I can even get the pole bent, you know, turned that way. And I got that tight. I can hang the pole out with the pole holder and just cover all that right there. There you go, Klaus. Get back in front of him. Oh, you got that joke. It's the hot zone. Man, that pole's been bowled over by now. something moving off over there. I love this front seat, the stuff don't tell you, man. I can get all up around here. Man, I tell you, I should have had a nail right about now. All right, one of those type of deals. When we find them, we'll be back. All right, guys, just a little update. Like an overcast day, kind of. Yeah, we do have a front coming in. We haven't hit anything yet, but we're gonna hit them. I can guarantee you that we're gonna hit them. We ain't gonna play with them today. Like I said, we got a few techniques that a lot of techniques that we're gonna put on them that we started off when we started fishing pasco and any other locations. This is the time because they're between spawning. They're between the spawning period right now, and find out where they're spawning at exactly. You know, we know that one corner was pretty potent before going in to spawn. So right now we're heading over to the one main. We just left the other corner, so we're going to this here one corner over here. That actually they seem to love that corner a lot too. You know, I know the structure's good on it. I can see why. But we're going over there right now. But I tell you what, as I'm telling you right now, we're gonna get up on them. Watch when I come back after a while. I'm gonna start showing you some stuff. All right, guys. Like I just told you, we're gonna find them. This is the first one right here. Well, we're sitting up on this corner right here, one of the producing corners. We're sitting up on it. I got a cork pole out, and I just got one of the tight line poles that I do the jig in the middle with. Jig in the middle got this guy right here. And looked around the poles, are just going all over the place, crazy. All right, we're gonna run the camera for a little bit, see if we can y'all can watch me slay these babies. Hang tight. I'll officially put both cork poles out. I think I might do that. And just sit still on them. So it's a gloomy day, which is perfect. I like that. And we're sitting here in this corner, being quiet. And like we say, they're sneaky characters. I mean, then again, I'm running around pretty much. Stay still. That's what comes to me. Stay still. Sit on the corners, you know where they at, and let them come to you. I think I'm gonna put this other cork pole out. Something just hit this one, but probably took the minnow. See what that thing is. What that big thing. So we got 2 cork poles we're using now, 1 jig and minnow pole, just sitting off the boat like we normally do. And they seem to love that. And like I say, let them tell you what they like and what really attracts them. And that's why I got a jig and minnow pole just hanging off the boat, sitting there. And it's a lot of timber right down there, so we'll leave that right there in place. Check this guy. Probably took the minnow off it. No, the minnow's still there. We know they're in spawning mode, and that's the place right there. It's good for spawning. And like we say, and we know they'll step outside to feed a little bit, a good few of them. And I see a bunch of minnow. I see a lot of minnow activity, so that's a real good sign. And those are the places that again, just the experience and the knowledge tells me to, you got to sit close to that bait anywhere. Anywhere, I mean salt or fresh, you want to find that bait wherever that bait's congregated at. That's where they're going to be. Just like you and me, we got to eat sometime through the day. So, but versus these guys, you want to stay close to their food source. You stay close to that food source, and what it told me to settle down. I was moving around, so I'm gonna settle down and sit on these areas like I know to do. And we just caught that one, and that ain't gonna be the last one. Just kind of be quiet and they're here, and they'll strike. They'll strike when you least suspect. I turned around, that freaking pole was all over the place. I mean, I see a lot of mental activity. That draws them in. That'll draw them in. If they're not here, that'll draw them in because they gotta feed. They love feeding. That's what fish do. They ride around, they cruise around and eat all day. Except when the spawn is going on, they can't wait to eat after the spawn. They want to get that done and get back out and start eating. The other pole, cork pole, like something messing with it. See, because what I normally do, I come up in here and I won't really sit. I come around with the jig and minnow and stuff like that. So, and I do sit sometimes, but I'm going to really sit this time because it tells me to do that. This is a hot corner, just like the other one, but this is a hot corner right here. And an inquiring mind may wonder why it's a hot corner. Well, because there's a lot of structure here, and like I say, when Milton came along, the structure's right behind me, all under the boat, and you can see the garment right now. You see it standing timber under the boat. That's awesome stuff. And Milton pushed this thing all the way back when Milton came through here, and all that timber's right here, all up in there. That continues to be up in there, but that timber used to be out here. This here, what you can probably see, all this stuff used to be out here. I have to be out there in the boat. That was the edge. That was the weed line. The weed line was out there. And we know they got entry points that they're sitting on. They sitting in. I got to find that entry point. So sometimes it won't take long. They got that bait. Or something big just hit behind that cork right there. I'm fishing about probably 1.5 foot on that cork right there, and about 2 feet right here. I just missed one on this cork pole, man. That was a heavy hitter too. I need about 5 more like this guy right here, man. Dang. We're gonna get 5 more. Don't mind I need it. We're gonna get it. I just heard something. That was probably a bass right there, though. Got something messing with this pole here. Go ahead, take it, buddy. God dang it, man. Man. Damn. Just to give me some redemption, I think that was a gar. Man, I can't stand it. And you know something else? I'm not using the nasty bin. I don't know what I took. Well, yeah, I put a jig on this pole, which I just caught that speck on that pole right there. Put one of my jigs. See, that's the thing you do. I do a lot of the naked jig hook with the minnow on the back of it. Okay. So I mean, you know, it's not, the action's not coming. So I say, let me put a jig on, like I normally used to catch them. And I'm gonna tell you right now, that was a big fish. That wasn't a speck. Tell you right, that was probably a gar. Like I told you, something hit behind the court just earlier. Well, guess what? We'll put the nasty bin on this joker right here. I hate to do it, man, because we're gonna do it anyway, though. Freaking cork's gone. See how you gotta watch this stuff? Y'all see me always looking at these poles. Man, that's some fray, right? I gotta retire that. Boy, he had me all up under the bushes. Guess we got a nasty bin. We got a nasty bin on this one. I mean, golly. Nasty bin went all up in the house and got him. Gotta watch that tight line pole. That's that nasty bin, y'all. That's nasty bin. That's what got it. Set you right here. Starting to ease up. Let me get that nasty bin off there. Trying to rig up, y'all. There go another one, 10.5. Gonna leave that camera running a little bit. Just got broke off. Tell you, they here, let them come to you. I sit back. I had to disturb the area a little bit. But get this guy here. Yeah, let them come to you. Nobody hit the tight line pole yet. Okay, we'll just stay like this. Oh, we got a big minnow here. We're gonna put a big minnow on here. See who coming. I hope no. Oh, that ripped right through your lips. Okay, we're gonna do it like this. We're gonna tell that man, that's a pretty big minnow right there. We're gonna see who come and get him. All right, let him sit there. Get this here rigged up. Keep our eyes on him. Wouldn't you know? They're gonna line them found his way through the freaking guys. Put this line back through here. Check the jig pole. Nobody mess with that sense. I tell you, man. Here it is, so I'm at him again. That's that minnow, that's the minnow. Man, that minnow dancing out there. That's great. Keep dancing. Gotta keep my eyes on. Lesson learned. Y'all heard me say, oh, that line's frayed. That's another thing being experienced in an angler. You always checking your equipment. Especially, like I said, when you're snook fishing, you know, and then here, going through the weeds and all that kind of stuff, especially snook fishing, you want to check your line always when you're snook fishing. And then you get lazy and say, okay, I think I can get one more on there. Then you get that big old 15-pounder and boom, he busts you off. I just got bust off on something heavy up in there. And I'm setting the hook like I'm all good and got braid on or something. And boom, my cork just came up float. I just got my cork back. No, I didn't. I'm glad I thought about my cork because I'm finna try to tie, a snap ring on without my freaking cork being on here. Slow down, Kentuck. So it's no joke. Constantly thinking all the time. Like I said, the mind of an angler, an experienced angler, always thinking on that water, how to get them. So I ain't playing out here today, y'all. If anybody noticed, I didn't get to have a fish fry last weekend. It was tough going on Westlake. Westlake made me look like a little amateur out there. Westlake gonna pay for that. I done made Westlake pay already. Y'all done see them big old monsters I pulled out of there. Westlake gonna pay for that. I got a plan for Westlake. I'm gonna get all up in the jungle on Westlake. Y'all gonna watch me. Of course you're gonna watch it. I'm gonna show you exactly really what it's all about. You know, I don't let that get me hung up. Yeah, Sniper, you ain't as young as you used to be, cause I was terrorizing that back in, more energy and all that. And like we say in the world of great anglers like myself, big snook don't get big being stupid. So now we up that road just a bit. We get more wiser about our approach, and we're not playing around with it. At least the Sniper ain't playing around with it. And I know there's a few others like me don't play around with it. Like I say, we love the great art of sports of fishing. We love it, man. Ain't nothing gonna take it away from us either. I told you guys about that COVID deal, how they kind of shut down everything, man. I never seen more bass boats being pulled to the water in my days of living. I said, nephew, look at all these boys putting these bass boats. That was their sanity. Getting to go fishing somewhere, somehow. Just get out there and float around. Got to be 6 foot apart, all that this new stuff, introducing this ignorance into our way of living. But it is what it is. But yeah, every county I was in, Orange County, Lake County, Sumter County, Marion County, pulling bass boats. I never seen so many different counties, them boys putting them boats to the water. Keep their head together. Can't do nothing else. Crazy stuff's going on. Gotta wear a mask. All the county, everything governmental attached is closed. We ain't gonna get into this political crap. And that's your money that pays for all that stuff. Isn't that something? That court dancing right there, I don't know if y'all can see it. Where this boy at? Where is he peeking at? 30. Be back, y'all. All right, guys. we're still in this corner, but we're getting ready to go to the other corner down there. Because the bite slowed, and we know why. I just got broke off by a big mudfish, and that's probably what I hooked sitting where I'm sitting right now. Probably hooked into it. I did. I hooked it because I seen the other. I just seen this big mudfish, and that line's still weak. It's gonna make me change that line. See, I'm telling you, it's gonna. You know, you get you're gonna lose fish, or you're gonna change that line so you don't lose fish. But I lost him, and I didn't care about losing. But I just tied that same rod I just tied up. I got to tie up again because that's the rod he hit. And but yeah, big mud, man. The mudfish population is strong in here also too. You know, and hyacinths. I mean, well, hyacinths again. I tell you, there I go saying hyacinths again. From a good friend I used to have back in the day. When something's thinking of you, you'll mention it. You know. Or something, in this case, it's something saying, hey, come back and try me again. Lake Hyacinth is probably saying, hey, come try me again. I'm alive. I done came alive now. Do you really think that's what's being said? I don't know. But I done said that a couple times. Last week I said Hyacinth, and I just said it again and pay attention to that. So we'll see. We're going to go over there and take a visit one day next week. We'll ride by there and take a look at Hyacinth, see what things looking like. You always see the gar active because they can go up and get air and go back down in that airless or that oxygen, that depleted oxygen lake over there. But yeah, we'll probably go over there and do pay a little visit, see what's going on, see what it's looking like. Everything's still the same. Cause I love to be in that lake right now, pulling in some big slabs. You know, open like it is now. Remember how it used to be when we used to have to work to get in there? So I got a cord pull right here, so I'm all over that cord. But y'all hold tight. Here he is, y'all. I mean, he just snatched everything on. I thought that was a big speck. I don't know, nice £1.5, 2 pound bass. We're gonna throw him in the tank, so we're gonna have a fish Friday night. Yeah, we're gonna have a fish Friday night, y'all. There go that sun. Got 3 of them in there. I didn't know that. Sun busting through. Boy, you snatched that son we're going on the stoop. I ain't made it to that other corner down there yet. Sure thinking about it though, right? I don't know, I got action going here. Got this one sitting here, got that one sitting there. And this is what it is, you know, the strategy of the day is, I'm sticking close to where they're spawning at. Now I looked at these guys here, they're pretty clean. I'm looking for some bloody tails too, that where they've been fanning beds. I haven't came across that yet. I came across it early in the year though, but not yet. Get him from sitting right here. Yeah, I came across it. Go ahead and let this big minnow go. I got him upside down. Tell you what, they seem to hit that minnow better when I got it hooked by the mouth. I got this one hooked by the tail, which I'm fixing to release. And yeah, they seem to hit it better. To me, they do. That might not be the case. But that's what I'm getting. They seem to hit that minnow better when I hook that minnow through the mouth. So we'll see. Well, we got minnows jumping all over the place, man. Come on, man. One of them nice ones right there. don't really want to take him that big. I'm gonna go ahead and turn around. I was throwing over in this corner here. Still got him dragging. Don't want to be too busy having so many poles. I don't see how these guys fish 8, 9 poles, all that. Hey, you do what you want to do, but man, golly. I never seen like 5 of those poles go off though. Now I seen a guy 3 of them, he had a mess. Just like I knew it would be. I like, man, look at that. What a mess. Spec had them all tangled up. All 3 of them. Had them all tangled up, man. But it's true to each his own, you know. You can handle it, do it. Well, me, I ain't trying to work that hard. I want it to be fun and probably catchable. We're going to go back in that corner over here. What a pitch that was. Telling y'all, we just started and we ain't playing with these guys today. Something looked like he just hit it right there when it's sitting there. And I just dragged it a little bit. When nothing happened, I dragged that minnow a little bit. And they'll come out and tear it up. They can't stand there. Like that drag right there, and let it sit. Let it sit there for a bit. That big bass came out and just took everything. I mean, his cork just took off. Disappeared. That was it. That sun busting through, man. We got a lot of cloud up there still, but I like when that sun's behind the clouds. That's a nice look. I like that. That nice overcast looking deal. Cause man, it's talking about, you know, that it's been hitting 80, man, this week. It's been in the 80. We know you're still over there. Now see, I done got away from the hole a little bit. And one thing that I'm not dismissing that I didn't mention, look at that water behind me. Very calm. Now we had a little breeze earlier, but for the most part it's been calm. And cool and comfortable too. So I mean that's great. You know, this is the best part of the year, you know. You know, just that comfortable weather, you know. It's cool in the mornings and not so hot through the day. Yeah, that stuff is appreciated right there. Cause we know what that Florida summer's like. Especially if you're trying to get on that water. You'll go off that water by noon, I guarantee you that. I know I am. Like I said, if I ain't off that water by noon and fishing salt, when the summertime, you know, I'm looking really, I'm going to get up on them. I'm looking forward to getting up on the mangrove snapper. The mangrove snappers come in the summertime in the bay, and they spawn big ones. We're talking 18, 19 inches. That's a big mangrove for the bay. Because you normally catch them big guys like that offshore. Yeah, you normally catch them big 18, 19, 20 inches offshore and stuff. Something just, man, the minnows all over the place and you got fish busting on them too. That's why I'm staying close to this corner and really fishing it hard. Uh-oh. Costa time. Our son done broke through for a minute. And this again, days like this, off with your glasses, on with your glasses, off with your glasses. It's cool, boy, I tell you. I like it. We're gonna slim on around a little bit, then we're gonna go into that other corner. Yeah, we got a whole lot of cloud cover, so sun peeks out for a while, get a little vitamin D, then them clouds gonna get right back in front of it again. We're gonna mess with our cork pole for a while. Yep, minnow's still on there kicking hard, like that. There you go, boy. That's a nice freaking cast right there. That's a nice cast, Kentech. Golly, boy, you're good. Man, you're good at this stuff. Catch stuff. Working on it. We're working on it. We know they're there. And my papa said, you know, see how I keep on messing with it? Leave the thing still for a while. Get the fish time to see the stuff. Right, you got a minnow on there. And sitting on spots is one of his recommendations too. You know, sit on that, take time to sit on the spot, You be moving around from place to place. I had a great dad, man. I miss my dad big time. I wish he was on this boat with me right now. Man, what I give for that. You know, like 100 hours of free labor there, Almighty. Let my part just take one Saturday to go, man, let me get off that. And we're in like a phosphate pit, untouched. Big monster specs in that joker, man. Man, I'd love to see my pop on top. I got him on top of that just to see him just quick as he could drop. And he'll do it with a cane pole now. He'll have to have a cane pole. Now, I have to get them new age cane poles, the telescope poles we got now, because cane poles, they done kind of ox that right out of here. This is what you're going to use for if you want to use a cane pole style. And yeah, have him on there and have him on the spot the way he drop it down there. There we go, we got something going on here. We got a darn 14, 15 pound spec snatching that thing. Man, I love to see my pop on something like that, man. You'll love that right there. Catch about 40 of them. He'll tell me in a minute, I don't fillet mine. You be leaving all that meat, man. I don't leave no meat on my fish. But anyway, he'll recommend his old school. All right, y'all, let me get off that thing, man. Can't happen. This is why I do what I do. This is why I'm doing it. He installed it in me. That might be another freaking mudfish right there. I ain't liking the way that hit's coming. That's one thing I like about specs. Don't play around with it. They hit that thing. They mean business. That little panfish, that joker mean business when he hit a bait. You do not play around with it. Just like a snook. If they're gonna hit it, they're gonna hit it, boy. Expect your snook top water strike, man. You ain't seen nothing till you see that. Snook on top water. Grab some grass up, boy. I done had him knock my lure like 3 feet up in the air and was looking for it. You can see the waves. He's looking for it. That's some of them good old snooking days right there, boy. I told you one time I done seen him under the dock, threw the best bait in the business at him in the bay. Wouldn't even touch it. Working that talk. Here we go, y'all. Uh-oh. Look at this speck, y'all. Look at this speck. That's the being got you, boy. I ain't trying to work. That's the being got you, boy. Told you keep working at it. He was looking at it. Got to watch not nasty being. I don't want it in me. I ain't got nothing but respect. There you go, y'all. There we go. That goddamn Kentech sniper kept at that corner till he got one out of there, didn't he? Huh? I think I just hit my trolling motor deal. Didn't I? What I just did there. What is that? All right, y'all. I'll figure that out in a minute. See that? Come on, man. We got the sun in there. Sure do. You got me pointing right for this daggone hole. That sounds sneaky, boy. Huh? I don't know what kind of feature that was. Just turned it off. Everything working except the steering wheel. We know why now. The freaking there and the housing burning up boards. This pole out your way. Still got the minnow on it. I might play with him with that minnow still. There it is. Clouds done took over him again. Keep looking at that. There go that monster, y'all. Grab him from over there in the corner. Okay. All right. We'll let that roll on a little bit more. Dang, we keep this flowing like that. He got off. That minute got off there, boy. And I had that minnow hooked the way I'm hooking him right now, in the mouth. I tried to go inside his mouth, but I ain't got time to make him open his mouth and stuff like that, y'all. See if I can snatch another one real quick out of there. Oh man, that's right in the woods. Let me bring him out there if I can, without causing a problem. Oh man, that ought to be a snatch. He ought to snatch that right there. You ought to snatch that right there. Old son coming back through there again. Yeah, we're gonna keep it behind us though. And see my setup, I want to get to where I was just now. The weed line's right here. It goes around here and goes that way. Every chance, I don't care if I'm fishing that one or fishing this one, I want to be able to be parallel so I could fish that whole weed line and just drag the bait, let it set. Then drag it again a little more, let it set. But I want to fish that whole weed line there. And that's our angle. But we're going to take advantage of this right here. We're going to sit out here and I hope there ain't no more mudfish up in there. Well, I caught that one speck, so. Yeah, that sun's right behind us, y'all. Let me sit for a minute. Thank the sniper trimming down. I got a jig on here. They still hit the bare jig. Maybe the minnow's gone off of it, but they'll still hit that jig. Look at the minnows just jumping around. I had bass came out here and crashed on these minnows just a minute ago. Probably about 3 or 4 little juvenile bass came out and blew up on them. Okay, right there. That's a good throw right there. But that ought to be a hit right there. That ought to be a hit right there. I'm telling you right there, that ought to be a take. This is one of the great boat control days when it's calm like this. Go ahead and take it, son. I know you're looking at it. We know you're looking at it. ahead, son. Go ahead and whack it. That metal's gone. Sure is. Pour him right up there. Yeah. Got to be able to monitor them casts just right. Come here, buddy. Right, no worries. Boy, I tell you what a day over here on the old Pasco. Nice and calm. I got a lot of stuff I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go deep and troll real slow deep. We're gonna hit them with all of it. I got that jig deeper now, boy. I tell you what, me moving on this boat is like bobbing that jig up and down. And boy, all of a sudden, bam! Somebody gonna snatch. At least that's what you hope happens. Look around the pose boat over to the water. Come on, boy. I know you're looking at it. Big slab, big 14-incher. Yep. Find a nice little further like small, system just like Pasco here or Westlake. Ain't been touched too much. Little system like here, you be having a ball in. I'll be already done right now. Put it that way. I'll be already done catching specks. That's what we're talking about. And I probably done laid eyes on the 3 that I know of right now. They're just like that. Only stuff they see is the stuff that they have in there to eat. Especially minnows are probably very hard to get to. I come in here with these minnows, man, or jigs. Game on. I got in here about 7:30 today. It's about right at 11 o'clock now. I'd have been done. We're gonna get it. We're gonna gotta have time to prospect. It's a good ride, I like to do it when I'm over there, picking up a load and I'm working, So I'm gonna take a closer look. I took a good look at this one, the one that's man. I mean, it's like 5 foot from the water. I mean, 5 feet of deeper woods. I mean, that's what it's thick like. At least 5 feet they'll kind of get through the stuff. All the way around the lake. And another thing you're concerned about, because a lot of lakes around there that I noticed that I did get into, they're shallow. So you hope it's not a real shallow system, you know. Do all that work to get in there and you can't find nothing over 8 feet deep. Okay. See there? Gave us one on camera. Alrighty guys, we back in the hot corner that we caught some nice bass and a couple slabs out of. The corner that's nearby where we put in at. We hit that on the way back in. Sun's starting to prevail. It's tolerable, but it's up there. You can feel it. Let that camera roll a little bit. We got all that stuff I can see. Oh man, look at that. We got all that structure up underneath us. So we'll sit here and bob around a little bit. Yeah, man, I mean, we're in the thick of it. Boy, I tell you. All right, you can bottom. Come up a little bit. Saying what's 9 feet right here. Oh man, look at the structure. Look at all that structure down there. And it's sticking up to about right at 6 feet, man. That's tall. Here, get this cork pole. Now this cork pole been was an effective way of catching them today. Oh, I seen some bubbles coming from right here. That could be a big gator, a big turtle. And I told you there's eel in here. Could be a nice size eel. Want to come up for some air? Want to come up for some air? But that could be a reason why I'm not getting any bites right now, because boy, I seen something earlier. It probably was a gar. I'm gonna tell you, that gar had to be about 36 inches. That's 3 feet. Some big stuff in here. untold and unknown, that's some big fish in here. I see that gar. Tell you that gar is about like that. And I heard him when he gulped the air, and he just rolled over. Looked like a little small tarpon. That's what it looked like. Looked like a freaking small tarpon, man. I'm like, dang, Pasco got some stuff in it, man, that you have no idea of until you see it. Like I see that was a gar. That was a big gar. I'm telling you that gar is about like this. Check. Rolled over. Black too, boy, because this water's dark, can't it? All right, Clouds, anytime, no problem. Look at all them minnows on the edge right there. I got this joke on 2, and I can see the weeds down there getting blown by the thrust that this thing is putting off. I like that. That's the kind of trolling mode I like. And the kind of battery power I recommend. Come on, man. Somebody snatch one of those, folks. It's lunchtime, ain't it? Right at it. 11:56, look like it says. Boy, look at that structure on there. I mean, I got some structure up underneath me. Got a breeze right there. Boy, it feels good. I tell you. Now we done went deep. Not kind of, dragging them real slow. We set them shallow like they are now. And if I had it my way, my deal is now, I like to get up in them weeds right there. That's what I'm gonna tell you. That's where the majority of them are right there. You have fun catching them out of there too. Them hits will be violent too, boy. Boom, they just take that thing. That's where they are. That's where the majority of them are. Scattered all through wherever they like to be at in there, doing the spawn. But I tell you, right where I'm sitting at right now. See, here I go again. I'm telling you, right where I'm sitting at now. You see all these bites I'm getting? Well, I'm really not getting all these bites. This time, next week after next or something like that, I'll say we in March now. Yeah. I'll be sitting right here, it'd be going off. The best that Pasco can give you will be happening right here. This is one of the spawning areas, and they're just gonna sit right out here. Well, all these minnows, they done actually spawned it off themselves. Those minnows done spawned it off. They have to. They're jumping all over the place. So the minnows done did their business. See how that thing goes? And Minnows gone. And they're feeding on them. Bass will come in because they can't stand it. Bass will come in and bust them up every now and then. They've been doing that all day. So, yeah. Right here, right where we at right now. Sniper catch that at the right time, which, you know, every weekend. Just depends. If I'm here at Pasco at that time, poles will be bending here. You're like, man, where in the world? I mean, the place act like there's not a speck in it, and you catch them at that right time after they're done with their business. You sit right there and catch 15 to 20. All right, hold up on this cork pole. We're gonna head to the other side where we put in at. What you got to hold tight. All right, YouTube Nation, y'all. We're over here in the primary corner that we normally start off in, and seeing if we could pick up one more to close it out with. Sun done got up there and broke through the clouds. Sun's been up there for a minute, so I think that really done pushed them back in there. You know, those that are active, you know, enough to, you know, to feed. But yeah, I think that's what it is. They done pushed them back up in there. Normally, I couldn't sit back here in this corner with those poles hanging off like that. But like I said, like I just said, they're taking care of business right now, and some of them are feeding, but not all of them. And when they get done with that first session, I don't know if this is the pre-spawners or the mid-spawners. We're probably in mid-spawning right about now. Let me see. We're probably pre-spawners. You get that first run of that batch right there, lighten your jig up, lighten up your minnows, everything you throw out there. You in the place. When they get to the place, when you're there, you see, I'm gonna tell you, like right here, I'm sitting right here right now. When they get done and step outside here, because that's where they're gonna be, the minnows are all right here. All minnows right here. Wish you could see them. Food source waiting on them. So when they get done, come right out here and just feed up. They're gonna be feeding up. They're gonna be starving, skinny, hungry, and Sniper just need to be here to get them. Hold on. I mean, minnows all along this edge. Man, let me tell you, nature is awesome. Got it ready for them. So, I mean, if there's a crappie angler, like I'm many anglers. I mean, I fish snook, I fish trout, but I do crappie. And like I say, you got to learn the species that you're after in the angling business when you're going after that game fish. Crappie is a game fish. This is a fish you won't find in the fish market for sale. You better not. Whoever's doing it's crazy and they're going to lose their business. But game fish, snook, trout, crappie, bass, redfish. You got to understand how they behave. And then again, their food source and so on. Especially that food source. Like I'm looking at all these minnows right here. Minnows jumping all morning long. Bass coming in and crashing on them. The bait's waiting on them. When they get done, this gonna be on fire right here. Ain't on fire today. I caught a few, not a lot. But you come back when they get done, you're gonna catch a lot. You'll get 20, 25 out of here. I done got 30 out of Pasco. And that's catching it. That's that catching it hit and miss. What you can call it, hit and miss. So it's a hit and miss type deal. When they come from out of there from spawning, all that grinding, passing up many meals because they're already fat from before going in. But now they're burning that off. Man, when they come out, when they get done with that first spawn, I ain't gonna say much more. I got that film rolling right now, and I'm telling you about it on film. The Almighty's gonna make sure I'm here when they get out of there to show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, they'll push further back up in there now, y'all. And in here, just like Westlake, man, you need a chainsaw, goddamn hatchet to get back up in there, because it's about 2-3 feet up a wall, 2-3 feet back up in there. And they're not that far back up in there, because then it becomes ground. But they're further enough where I can't get to them, and anybody can't get to them. I mean, unless you're disturbing by trying to get. It's pretty thick too. But I can see from right here, they can swim right up under there, so far back up in there. And like I'm sitting here talking out them baits hanging off here in this spot, man, it's a hot spot. This is a hot corner too, just like the other corner. And the other corner is where all the fish came from today. Nothing came from this corner right here today. Everything came from the other corner. So, yep. Yeah, buddy, they'll push back up in there a little bit. You might have you always got a straggler that's just kind of straggling around a little bit. But I like to find that straggler, be about 13 inches. That'd be nice to find that straggler. Give me another bend in the pole before I get out of here. Yeah, man, they don't push back up in there. And when the rainy season comes and it fills up that compound on the other side, you can hear water running off into Pasco here. And boy, you can see the current. And man, of course, bass is on site, catching the minnows that's coming out of there. And you got some nice slabs, crappie sitting right there with them too. So you catching both of them. And I remember one season, I got to enjoy that. You can see the current coming from under the lily pads. It was a nice sight. You already knew they were there. And boom, first thing I nailed was a bass. And then next thing you know, I nailed two nice crappies. So looking at that with 6 feet of water. Yeah. And Pasco, early on, I was surprised. And like I said, the last Pasco a bunch I caught had eggs in them. So they're up in there. Hard to get to them. And that's the way nature got it, where you can't get to them, disturb them. That's why it's a good, nice little fishery here. You can come in and get you about 10, 15 on a good day. And that's one thing. Most of the time they're all nice too, 12 inches, 12 and a half, 13. All right, guys. I'm letting them hang. I'm letting them hang right there. I already know what's going to happen. I already know exactly what's going to happen. You done got the sun involved, kind of, but when them pre-spawners get done, the first run, that's what I call it, the first run. When they get done, dropping them eggs, making sure they're nice and fertilized, the males and all the good stuff they do. When they get done with that, right here where I'm at right now, it's gonna be on fire. Over there where I was today, where everything came from, they're definitely up in there spawning. They're spawning on both sides. And then that's gonna be on fire. You're gonna have to, I'm gonna come in here and catch some right here, and then I'm gonna go over there and catch some over there, and they're gonna be thick too. They're gonna be them slabs. I'm gonna show you them slabs that Pasco has. Yeah. All right, guys. I got the dually running. The dually, boy, especially in this cold weather, man. If I let it get too cold, I have a problem starting them up. And we didn't check the glow plugs. All the glow plugs are good in it. And now my next thing is the glow plug relay. Now that's another electrical problem I got, just like that boy there on the front. Yep, drawing a lot of amperage, and we determined that's what's burning your board up. So I just put a new board in there, y'all know. And I hope that board survived when I went to check it. Because it moved a little bit and stopped. That was it. Just moved a little bit and stopped. I said, oh crap, that ain't, man. I was ready for it. But okay, we'll see. I have to get a new housing though. Got the dually up there running. Getting ready to go ahead and part ways with this place. You guys like, share, and subscribe. You know, hit the bell. Smash it if you want to. And drop a comment if you got one. You know. And what we did today, we caught some on a jig deal while it's in the water. You know, I had I had one of the jigs. One similar to this guy right here. I went back and put the minnow on this, you know, and then I had one with the minnow just on the jig head. See how I did that? And that's the stuff you do. You do different explorers, and I even trolled a little bit deep today. You know, checking for them to be deep with the cold weather we done had. Didn't really do too good there, but everything came from the corner up under the cover. That's where they are, and that tells me that those the ones that we done talked about that will go and get that little break when they find that window opportunity to go and get a minute or two. They go get a minute or two and come on back. Well, few of them ain't gonna be making it back today, and they won't miss them. But that's what they do. They come out there and they feed, and those are the ones that's probably gonna be really busy in mid spawn, and then they're still feeding, but they're feeding close to the spawn because, like I said, they're assisting in that spawn, and they're making sure everything get dropped right, whatever I'm sure that's what they're doing. And they support that guard, got the guard, those on guard that, keeping stuff away from them. So they're doing that right there. And that's pretty neat. That's pretty neat, the animal world, and it's awesome how nature is so in balance. And that's one thing that I look at in this world, that's one thing that's true and in its balance and in its order, its right order that it was projected to be in by the Almighty. It's nature. Nature does not deviate from what the Almighty designed it to do. Only us. But I try to stay in order for the most part. But yeah, y'all like, share, subscribe, and next week, no telling how things gonna go bit from bit. It's if I want to drive back over there. Driving over there, to do business, that's easy. But I'm gonna be straight up with you, just man. I'm lazy about that right now. Just taking that drive, and but you never know. I might do it. This next weekend because I like being in my pole. I like to have that being in my pole, and then I get the excitement in my mind of new territory. I can work myself up to do it. So yeah, y'all, we'll see where we at next week. Like, share, and subscribe. Smash that bell. Drop a comment. You got one. Sniper, see you next week on the water.